Some very interesting dynamics are happening right now in the greater Sacramento area. We're going to go over in today's video regarding new home sales in the region, also looking at overall trends for migration, home prices, and inventory, and much more. So I have a lot to share in today's video. Let's begin. This first report I want to share with you guys actually was not posted on their website. This is from the North State Building Industry Association, which they have a survey amongst home builders in the Sacramento region and ask them, how many home sales do you have? And they kind of compile that to look at overall what's happening in the Sacramento market. So they actually just emailed this to me today, so thank you to them for that. It says new home sales in the region continue to move upwards in August with 496 new home sales in the region, the highest total since February this year. According to their president, he says the combination of slightly lower mortgage rates and the valuable incentive being offered by home builders is driving home sales. I go over this in great detail on this channel, Sacramento Home Goals, because a lot of builders that I tour, I would say, let me back up. I have not seen a home builder not offer some form of incentive, meaning a closing cost credit for a buyer if they're looking to buy a house there, a lower mortgage rate, prepaid solar release, etc. All these incentives being offered by home builders. And is this causing sales to rise? And it is the highest level since February this year. But I'm going to look back at looking at pre-COVID levels though, because it kind of paints a little bit different story here. It says mortgage interest rates continue to slowly move downward. So rates are moving downward and are now at the lowest point since last October. This is according to Robert Diaz, who's a chief economist of the National Association of Home Builders. As prospective buyers see rates get close to 6%, we're likely to see a significant increase in sales. And lately, when I've been visiting new home sales, they've been telling me that sales have been actually picking up, and the incentive being offered to home buyers is not necessarily a lower mortgage rate, but maybe they're offering like a prepaid solar lease or a closing cost credit on top of maybe a lower rate as well. So speaking of mortgage rates, let's have a look at that. This is as of today, which is September 17th. Rates change on a daily basis. So as of today, according to the Mortgage News Daily, they basically surveyed lenders across the country, asking them, hey, what's your best rate for someone with a fantastic credit score? They're putting 20% down, etc. So the best rates on an average nationwide is at 6.22%. And VA is around, and FHA is around 5%. Now looking at the 1-year chart, we were basically at the lowest levels since approximately October last year. And rates have been more or less on a downward trend ever since the end of May this year. So if you're looking to buy a house, it's actually getting a little bit more affordable due to the decrease in rates, of course, unless you are a cash buyer though, right? So going back to this article regarding new home sales in the region, Rancho Cordova led all markets in the region with 91 new home sales, followed by Roseville with 87, Elk Grove with 74, Sacramento with 64, and Natomas with 40. This is actually the first time I've seen in quite some time that Rancho Cordova was in the number 1 spot, beating out Roseville. It's normal to see Roseville in the top spot. What I really like about this monthly report from the Building Association here is that they provide the number of home sales this August for the same month, going all the way back until 2016. So these are all August numbers in this figure or this bar chart. So there was 496 new home sales in August this year in the region. And based on my nerdy analysis, that is much higher compared to the average August from 2016 through 2019. The average then was 401. So now we have 496, much higher compared to pre-COVID averages. However, sales were lower over the past couple of years, despite all these incentives being offered by home builders. So again, we have 496, much lower compared to 2023 and 24. So here's my take on this. Builders offering all these hefty closing cost credits, lower mortgage rates, prepaid solar, for example, is helping increase home sales, but home sales are not skyrocketing. Therefore, affordability and concerns about the US economy may be causing other buyers to wait out the market. It's also worth noting though that we have just under 500 home sales this August. That is more than twice as much compared to August of 2022. Back then, there was 225 new home sales. And that basically was the last time we had a real estate market correction in Sacramento, but also nationwide as well, due to the fact that interest rates went from 3% to start the year that year and then end the year at around 7%, which caused home prices to fall in the early part of 2023. So to summarize this, sales are down compared to the past couple of years, more than twice as much as 2022, and also much higher compared to the average looking at pre-COVID levels at only 401 home sales. All right, so moving on, let's go over migration patterns according to Redfin, and then we'll talk about inventory and home price changes in the region, how this all compares to other regions or other cities in the nation, and of course, compared to the national average as well. So according to Redfin, the most popular relocation destination is yet again Sacramento by far. The net inflow, these are people searching for homes for sale in other areas outside of Sacramento, but they are looking for homes for sale in Sacramento. That was basically twice as much as Phoenix, Salisbury, Maryland, Sarasota, Florida, and Cape Coral, Florida, for example. So Sacramento led the nation by far for the most people looking to buy a house when they are living outside of that region, even though California leads the nation for the biggest outflow of people looking to buy houses in other states. Redfin also provided this as well. So where are people living that want to buy houses that are relocating? And that by far is the San Francisco Bay Area by far. About 15,000 is a net inflow compared to only 2,200 in Houston, Texas. So San Francisco, number one spot. After that, Houston, Los Angeles, Fresno, and Visalia, California. In contrast, for people looking to move outside of the Sacramento region, the number one spot nationwide is actually Dallas, Texas, then Boise, Idaho. Redfin also provide this as well. It says, how hot is the Sacramento housing market? Sacramento is very competitive. Many homes are getting multiple offers. So I want to show you guys the actual MLS because in my market, if I'm a listing agent representing the seller, once the seller accepts an offer from home buyer, you mark it pending on our multiple listing service. And there's a field there to say, was there multiple offers received? Yes or no. If it's yes, they mark how many offers were received. And of course, if there's only one offer received, it's also noted as well. So you cannot see this on Redfin, Zillow, any public website. But of course, me being an agent here in Sacramento, I have access, of course, to our MLS because I've been an agent for 12 years. But our MLS agents can see this. I want to share this with you guys. So the search I ran was looking at new pending home sales as of September 1st through today, which again is September 17th. So all more or less new pending home sales over the past 2 or 3 weeks. And I looked at the greater Sacramento area, which encompasses most of Sacramento, or the Sacramento County, I should say, El Dorado Hills in El Dorado County, Roseville, Rockland, and Granite Bay in Placer County. So for much of the greater Sacramento region. And right here, you can see there's, by the way, 615 pending home sales. And what I want you to focus on is this column right here. So this is only one offer received. And I'm going to scroll down and look how many properties that are pending with a client, with a buyer, only have one offer received. And you have to go basically halfway through in order to get to 2 offers received for these properties. And then fast forwarding, much of those are 2. So much of the properties are only getting 1 offer, some getting 2 offers, and very few are getting more than that. There's actually one that received 25 offers. However, there's only 11 properties that received more than 9 offers. So out of 615 properties that are pending right now, there's only 11 of them that received 10 or more offers. So therefore, the majority of home sellers are only getting 1 offer. And if you're lucky, you're getting more than 5 right now. So going back to Redfin's quote here that many homes are getting multiple offers. It's very competitive. I would kind of like err on the side of caution here and say that our market is competitive, but not nearly as competitive as it was the past several years. because of the rise of inventory. This, of course, means if you're a home buyer, you have a great opportunity to buy a house due to the fact that there's probably not going to be a whole lot of competition for the house you're interested in buying. But if you're a home seller, you also have to be very cognizant of the fact of how many houses are for sale in your neighborhood, and don't overprice your house. So be very cognizant of that. Buyers are very wary of overpriced houses. And of course, if you guys are a buyer, leave me a comment below. Are you guys seeing houses sitting in the market for a long period of time? What are you guys seeing? Please leave me a comment below. So I want to kind of like make this a segue into inventory numbers, and then we'll talk about prices in the region. So this is according to ResiClubAnalytics.com. So national inventory, this is the total number of homes for sale of existing houses nationwide, was up by 21% this August compared to August of 2024. However, though, we're still down 11% compared to August of 2019. So therefore, inventory has grown quite a bit from a year ago, but we're still down compared to pre-COVID levels. So how does Sacramento fare there? So here's Sacramento region, which encompasses Roseville and Folsom, for example. Inventory is down by 4.8%, yet we're up by 29% year over year. So our market in Sacramento has improved more so compared to the national average regarding inventory levels. So for example, in the greater Sacramento area, we have approximately 5,500 homes for sale this August, which is higher compared to the past several years, but still less than August of 17, 18, and 2019. Now, this is way different compared to Denver. Denver, they have 45% more homes for sale compared to August of 2019. In fact, look at this. There's over, approaching 13,000 houses for sale. Look at 17, 18, and 19. There's only around 7,000 to just less than 9,000. So inventory is absolutely exploding in Denver, much different compared to Sacramento, for example. Also, San Antonio, Austin, Texas, Memphis, Tennessee, Punta Gorda, Florida are up greatly as well from 19's levels. In contrast, much of the Midwest and the Northeast still has a severe lack of houses for sale. All right, let's now talk about home prices. This is again according to a Resi Club. So on a national level, according to Zillow's Home Value Index, U.S. home prices are down 0.01% year over year. So prices are more or less flat year over year in the U.S. So let's have a look at Sacramento. So prices are flat for the U.S. as a whole, but in Sacramento region, we're down by 2.4%, even though we still are up by 25.7% from 5 years ago. So we're down by 2.4%. Much better than Phoenix, Arizona, down by 3.6. Austin, Texas, down by 5.8. Look at Southwest Florida. Remember, big increase of inventory there. Punta Gorda, Florida, down in one single year, down 12.7%. Cape Coral, down by 10.5%. And again, due to a lack of houses for sale in the Northeast especially in Hartford, Connecticut, they are still experiencing gains over 3% year over year. With that said, if you guys are looking to buy or sell a home in the greater Sacramento area, then of course, please reach out. I'll provide my information below here. And of course, you can pause the video and book a call with me right here. With that said, thank you everyone for watching today's video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.